Good morning and welcome to our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams, and this morning it's a privilege to have back as a guest Milwaukee Mayor Tom Barrett. He's held the office of mayor for a decade now, and he's here today to give us some insight on what's going on right here in our city. Good morning, Mayor Barrett.
Good morning, Andrea. It's great to be back in your show.
I am so happy to have you here. Let's talk about the most recent thing that you're passionate about, and that is a Senate bill that has recently been signed by Governor Scott Walker. Talk about that.
Well, last week the governor signed into law a new bill that limits the time that people can go to the polls prior to the election day. And this is one of the most pernicious pieces of legislation I've seen, because it's brought forth under the cloak of uniformity, that shouldn't every community in the state have the same hours? Well, if we're talking about fairness or uniformity, I think the question would be, well, shouldn't each voter have the same opportunity to vote in the same time period? My point there is the city of Milwaukee is allowed one site only for 600,000 people. So we have to jam 600,000 people through this one site in now this truncated period of time. In rural areas, in suburban areas, they don't have as many people.
Right.
They might have 1,200 people or 20,000 people. But even if they had 40,000 people, that would mean for every one person that's voting in one of those areas, we're going to have 15 through this. So this is all about making it more difficult for people in cities like Milwaukee to vote prior to an election. And what's amazing about this is if you look at the percentage of people who vote early in Milwaukee before the elections, it's much lower than it is in some places like Whitefish Bay, because it's more difficult right now. If you were to say, how long does it take you to get downtown from the northwest part of the city of Milwaukee? If you've got a car, it takes you 25 minutes. If you're taking a bus, it's going to take you 2 hours. But people have to go downtown. So to me, don't let anybody fool you. This is about making it more difficult for people in a city like Milwaukee, where there's more Democratic voters, to vote. This is voter suppression.
And it goes right along with the ID. And so where are we going to go from here? Do you
Well, there's a lawsuit right now dealing with the voter ID, but add that to this equation. Let's say that there's the voter ID bill. Now you've got these shortened hours as well. Their intent is to discourage people from voting. And I want your viewers to know that. That's what the goal is. It's to discourage people from voting.
Wow.
And I think that people in Wisconsin, regardless of what their partisan background is or what their leanings are, most people have this notion of fair play. This is not fair play.
Yeah. Well, thank you for shedding some light on that, and I know we're definitely going to hear more about it.